Hey there guys, what is going on? It's Amino here. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about the ongoing failure of Ubisoft games, but more specifically today, as you can see by the title of the video, Steep. Let's be honest here. Steep was one of the bigger letdowns for extreme sports gaming most recently. But other than that, you also had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 back in 2015. Of course, just like with a lot of Ubisoft games, the Steep beta was a blast. But when you got the full retail version, it was the same as the beta. There wasn't enough variety, and that shows today, even with all the decent reviews the game got by many review places like GameSpot, IGN, and many others. The player count dropped dramatically from 2,101 players on Steam all the way to its peak right now, just 24 hours ago, 150 players. Of course, that's only Steam player count because you can't get console player counts because they don't show them anywhere. I can't find them anywhere, which sucks. You can't forget, although, that having over 2,000 players in your game as an all-time peak is nothing to be proud of. That's horrific compared to the 45,000 players you had at the all-time peak on For Honor, and now you only have 1,000. Yes, I'm looking at you, Ubisoft. You don't know how to keep longevity of your game after what? For Honor came out in February. It's only been 5 months, and it went from 45,000 to 1,000. It's just like Steep is basically the same amount, going from 2,000 to 150. Just nobody's playing your games, and I'm going to get into later on why. I remember Steep dropped on November 18th in 2016, and 2 months later, in January, my older brother wanted to get it for his birthday, and so I went to GameStop and I was able to pick it up for $40, brand new. And I realized, wow, 2 months later, and it's already $40. But I should have expected that because I didn't buy this game in November. I waited because I did play the beta. I enjoyed it, but I was waiting, and I saw the reviews. I saw people playing it for like the first month, and people were all excited and playing it. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and buy it. So I go ahead and I pick it up December 2016, and Sony's having a little sale for all the people during Christmas, and I picked that game up for $53. Now, I didn't pick up the $60 edition. I picked up the gold edition, which comes with the season pass, so I get all the DLC that comes out for $53. That gold edition is regularly $80. I should have probably known when picking that up that I might have been a failure at that point already, this early on. But I guess I was just too naive. But whenever I picked it up, I did get a lot of hours. I did get a lot of hours into it, and I don't know. I saw something fun about getting high scores. I just tried high scores, high scores, high scores. But I realized it wasn't exactly too difficult to play the game. There was no exceeding challenge. It was just if you're lucky enough not to run into a fucking rock when you're flying down a mountain. Because whenever you do a trick and you hold down that R2 button, and then whenever you let go of it, your character will automatically just realign, like you're seeing here. My panda guy, he's just landing everything that is physically impossible. Or at least, back in the old days on SSX and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and just Underground and all those games, used to be actually difficult to land tricks or know when you're doing tricks. And one of the bigger things I missed from SXX that should have been in Steep was grinding. You don't have anything you can grind. The X Games stuff is pretty cool. There's half pipes and stuff, and there's trees, but you don't really grind on them. You just slide over them, and I don't really understand that. I don't know what Ubisoft was thinking when they made this game because it's kind of wanky or janky, wanky and janky. I don't really get it. Man. What do I blame for this failure, although? I blame how easy the game was, the lack of diverse content. Basically, once you're doing goals and missions, you've done them all. Okay, it's just another area where it goes, watch out for the fucking rocks, try getting a high score by spamming the R2 button and flipping around like a crazy person. Also, just anything with doing the paragliding was absolutely terrible. That was the most boring thing I've ever done in a video game, is paragliding. It was slower than hell. I think my grandpa could have done that. paragliding. That was just, I don't know what they were thinking when they added paragliding. I could see the speed gliding. That's actually kind of interesting, a lot faster. But also the microtransactions, which I don't think anybody used because you just buy coins and that lets your character get all customized and whatnot. It doesn't really look all that fancy either. There's stupid customizations with this game. And the replayability factor, there's not a lot of replayability unless you want to just go for those high scores. You're like me and you just want high scores. You want to be on that leaderboard. I'm sure on Steam it doesn't really matter because I'm sure there were hackers who hacked up their way to the leaderboard ridiculously. And a lot of these things, although today were going on in Ubisoft games, and I hope Ubisoft realizes it and fixes their shit before it's too late. Although I already feel like it's a little too late considering that Vivendi is hostily taking over Ubisoft as we speak. So if Vivendi does take over Ubisoft, I could see Vivendi taking all the popular Ubisoft brands and making them do what they do, but even probably worse. You know, there's Far Cry 6 is going to come out a year after Far Cry 5. We're kind of Far Cry 7. Far Cry 7 set in, Japan, and you're a samurai crazy person who has to climb up towers and retrieve map stuff. I know that's not going to be Far Cry 5, but I feel like Ubisoft just everything is an open world game to them now, and I miss the day where people wouldn't freak out about open world games. You know, anything that's open world, it's like, oh, how big's the map? How big's the map? It's like that. I don't know. I would kind of hope the map's smaller, because if you're not creating something crazy like GTA 5, where you go to different areas and actually random stuff happens, and the AI is actually fun to watch, but then you have Far Cry games and just Ubisoft games where it's just empty open world. Go retrieve these notes and feathers, or go find these areas in steep, or go to these towers. I don't know what they're gonna do with Far Cry. I don't believe in Ubisoft anymore. I used to believe in them whenever they made awesome Splinter Cell games, and none of those were ever open world. And sometimes linearity isn't bad. Missions aren't bad. Okay, you can have an open world game and still have linearity in it. You know, just look at Borderlands 2. That was open world, but once you do a mission, it kind of like that area of the mission becomes a map. Okay, that's what I miss and I enjoy the most. But yeah, that's just what I want to talk about today. Just Steep and Ubisoft in general, and they're messing up. They're messing up hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I can see y'all tune in for the next one. Peace.